I'm Buddy Kunanan. Tonight's topic is it's more fun in Zambales, and that beautiful video is a intro to our guest tonight, who's joining Josen Curva of Lighthouse Marina Resort, and he is Mr. Coke Bulipata, and he is the director of Casa San Miguel.
Good afternoon,
Beautiful
buddy.
place. Good afternoon, and welcome to Philippines Uncut.
Thank you for having me.
No, a pleasure to have you here, and since the two of you came from so far away
Yeah.
to join us here in the show, it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys here. And I'm very pumped up about Zambales because we just talked about it last week with Josen, and now we want to talk about how we can explore, we can promote Zambales tourism with all our viewers who've never been to the full extent of Zambales.
Right.
Because we were talking earlier, and we said that for a lot of people, when they say Zambales, it stops in Subic.
Right.
Fortunately, there's so much to discover now.
Right,
But
right.
before we start, Coke, let's talk about you.
Sure.
Okay. Who is Coke Bulipata?
Who is Coke Bolibata? Well, for those who might remember me, I grew up during the 70s and 80s, performed a lot in the Philippines, went abroad to study. I came back in 1993 to put up Casa San Miguel.
Wow.
So there, it's a foundation, and we mentor about 100 kids from the community. But from there, it's branched out into a social entrepreneur project. So we put up a small bed and breakfast. We have a cafe. We have some products that we're trying to develop to benefit the scholarships of our foundation, as well as the local community.
Okay. Before we go into that, I want to talk about the Bulipata family, because
Yes.
you guys are really into music. I mean, when you say
And
Bulipata
arts.
and arts,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's almost synonymous, right?
Right,
You guys
right.
are such a creative, artistic family.
Right.
Where does it come from?
Well, actually, it's a whole clan. No? Kasama Magsaysay. So the
Yes.
Magsaysays are part of our lineage. And Anita Magsaysay Ho is from San Antonio. My grandfather, Ramon Corpus Valiant, is from San Antonio. So I think it's a family thing. It's in the genes, it's in the environment, it's in the lineage.
Is there something special about Zambales that brings out the artistic flavor in people?
I think because it's so beautiful, it's so rustic, it's so natural. Even Tita Anita, the painter, my grandfather, always went back to Zambales because it was so bucolic and idyllic. It was to get away from Manila, to get away from the pressures of urban life. So it was about the trees, the rivers, the mountains. My grandfather wrote music about the mountains. He wrote zarzuelas based in the place. So it's a special
Stunning.
place to the Magsaysays and to the Corpuses.
Yes, it's so stunning. It's so close to Manila,
Yeah.
right? Especially
Yeah.
with the new highway.
Right.
I mean, way back when there was no highway, it was a pain to get there, no? But
Right.
now it's
I know.
how
to
far?
our farm, it was a dirt road actually to get to Casa until elections started happening and roads started to get built.
Okay, let's define Casa San Miguel. Because I mean, okay, it's a foundation, it's a B&B, it's a restaurant. What is
Right,
it
right.
exactly?
Well, historically, it's a farm. My grandfather planted
Okay.
the farm in 1914. Then World War II happened, so it was abandoned through martial law. But it came into my family in 1988. So 1988, that converged with my time in New York. I was doing a lot of community work for Columbia artists. And they were sending me to far-flung areas like Kansas, California, to do community work. So we were sent to the boonies, which is also marketing testing for a young artist. So I started, after the second year, I thought if I was going to be doing community work, why not go back to the Philippines and do it in our country? And that's how Casa evolved into a small art center and then into the structure that it is today.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
But it's quite different from the Lighthouse. I think Zambales is offers a diverse kind of expedition, if you will. We have luxury resorts like Lighthouse.
yeah.
Casa is more artistic, but there are other places that are really off the beaten path. Islands, you have mountain trekking.
Yes.
So it offers a lot to different sectors of the market.
Yes. And as I said, I go back and I say when people say Zambales, Subic, why is it that so few people really know about the other things to do in Zambales? It's so close, no?
Right.
You don't need to drive 5-10 hours, right? It's like two hours away.
Yeah,
Something
but I
like
think
that.
with social media now, Zambales is becoming quite popular and maybe even a challenge for tour operators because there's a lot of problems with waste management, with infrastructure, like getting a safe boat ride across to the islands.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a demand now that they're trying to address through policies and community building.
I understand that two of you work together. I mean, as you said, you're like you both
Yes.
represent
We have a
different.
hat.
Yes.
But you guys represent different outlets, really,
Yes.
different target markets.
Yes,
But
yes.
you also work very closely together in many ways, no?
Yes.
Tell us a bit
Definitely.
about your collaboration between Casa San Miguel and Lighthouse.
Chosen.
Yeah.
That's you.
Ladies first, go on. Tell us how you guys collaborate.
Well, you know, some of the trips that we've had with Casa San Miguel has inspired us to offer the tours also to our guests. Because, of course, when you explore something and you're so fascinated about it, all you do is just share it with others. And so, therefore, we have these art tours and these museum tours that we offer to our guests, and one of which are the Casa San Miguel. Because really, I mean, from a personal standpoint, whenever I'm there, I feel like I'm refreshed and recharged and creative again, or at least I try to be. And it's a pleasure working with him, and he's been very responsive with us in terms of our events. We hire them because they have a great they have a great orchestra, and
Wow.
and he's just really a genius when it comes to the music. So some
Absolutely,
notable
absolutely.
events like the New Year's Eve concert, we have them, and we collaborate with our environmental projects as well.
Right.
No, okay. She mentioned you have an orchestra. I mean, is
Well,
this
we have a
in-house?
training program, so we have about 100 kids and about 46 to 60 are scholars year-round. But that's the amazing thing, because I put up the program really starting just to teach under a tree in 1993. But since then, it's become institutionalized. So we deal with a lot of kids, and they're quite good. Some of these kids have gone on to Philippine High School for the
Wow.
Arts. We have about a dozen in the conservatory. We have one in Germany, one in America. Just proof that the talent of the Filipino is really quite immense. It just needs programs and funding for them to be, to be found and
Yeah.
to be developed.
Yeah. Are these kids from Zambales?
They're from-
Local
Most
kids.
of them are fishermen children.
Amazing. Holy
Yeah, and
mackerel.
so we're so proud of that, and we're able to bring it to
Unsung hero.
we're able to bring it to the lighthouse, to the malls. Yeah.
So these
And-
kids, I mean, you take them under your wing,
Yes.
and they undergo formal instruction
Yes,
at
yeah.
Casa San Miguel.
We have 42 weeks every year that they receive instruction every weekend. So it's holistic. So they do environmental work, so workshops in gardening, in sculpture, environmental art projects. They also do music. They do visual arts. Yeah, it's a 360-degree program.
Wow. So your kids, your budding musicians, get to do all this, exposed to all these,
Yes.
as you said, waste management, blah, blah,
Yes.
all.
Not
all
to say
this.
that they all become musicians. In our record, I think less than half go into conservatory or fine arts. So a lot
Yeah.
of them become nurses, become pharmaceutical majors. But they will always attest that music and art is a big part, or informs what they do even as professionals outside music.
But your kids who come to you to study, this is something they do aside from school. I mean,
Yeah, it's
they go to school and
extracurricular.
they come like when,
Saturdays and
afternoons?
Sundays,
Saturday and
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, but there are times where we go on tour. We brought them to China. We brought them to France. So sometimes they leave school for about 3 weeks to a month.
And they played at Lighthouse.
Yes.
As you said, your New Year extravaganza where you have the big party, they play there.
Yes.
yeah.
And of course, with the International Coastal Cleanup last year also, we did a joint
Workshops,
workshop with sculptures
Yes.
and
Joint workshop, how does it work with his artists and the ICC? What kind of workshop did you do?
well, last year what we did was we contacted him and asked him, let's do something where we can teach others about the natural beauty. So gathering all of these logs or these
Found
leaves,
objects.
found objects. We did a workshop where, hey, everybody, look at what
Yeah.
Casa San
In a
Miguel
day,
is
they
doing.
turned it into
Yeah.
art. Whether they were figurative or abstract.
Yes, and we believe that we have the same wavelength, and that's why we want to promote Zambales, Subic Bay, and all the communities around us.
Right.
And that's why we have partnered together also to be a part of a tourism association that would really uplift everybody in our community.
As a traveler myself, that's the kind of experience people look for. They go to a place like like yours, stay and have excellent accommodations, be treated very nicely, very well. But they also are looking for this kind of colorful, the
Right.
local cultural scene.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good match.
Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. How come I never heard of this before?
Well, now
Another question, Coke.
Sure.
Who funds Casa San Miguel? Because
Can we mention sponsors? Because I would
Sure,
love to
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
ourselves.
No, definitely. I mean,
I
let's
owe
name-
it to them.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we rely a large amount of our funding to Starbucks of the Philippines and Starbucks in Seattle. So they have taken us up as one of their CSR projects this is their 11th or 12th year already. And so they're our lifeline, to sustaining our staff, because now it used to be just me maybe another teacher, and then 3 people in the office. Now we have about 44 people helping to run the program.
This is full-time.
This is full-time, yeah.
Wow, it's,
So it requires quite a bit
for
of
sure,
funding.
for
So
sure.
Starbucks is our lifeline.
Do you guys get? Do you guys generate your own funds in any way? Like, do
Well,
you,
our promise to them is that's why we have the social enterprise.
We'll
That
talk
they will
about-
match every peso we make with their money, because we still, and even if we're sustainable, we still need the image and the connection to a corporate entity to be
Sure.
believable, to be for confidence.
Sure. And in our third and final segment, we'll talk about the social enterprise.
Yes.
I'd be very interested to, and I'm sure the viewers will be very interested to find out how you guys are making this happen and matching your corporate sponsors peso for peso.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge, huh?
Yes.
Are you guys helping out in any way? And I mean, do you guys
they
have
make
some,
a lot of money.
in terms of social enterprise? Did this Lighthouse have any social enterprise projects?
We sponsor some of their events. In terms of the social enterprise projects, yes, we try to get everybody to collaborate with key persons. And what we do is we do these seminars that promote a livelihood project for like Sampaloc Cove or other communities that would need help in Zambales.
Yes, and you guys work closely together on some of these initiatives.
Yeah.
Some of these events, yes, we're present. He always
Lovely,
invites us.
Guys, we have to pause for a break. When you come back, we're going to talk more about social enterprise and how we can push Zambales tourism.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
So
do
guys,
that.
stick around because it's more fun in Zambales when Philippines Uncut returns.